Hi everyone, I am here to model my real life writing process of writing my review about the podcast My Favorite Murder. I'm starting with a narrative, so I'm thinking about my personal connection and experience watching this show. I'm looking at this third question. My strong reaction while watching listening to the show was obsession. I couldn't stop listening to it. I looked at the number of episodes I've listened to. It's over 200, and each of them is an hour long. So I think I'm going to start with a kind of hook of this shocking fact. I've listened to this show for over 200 hours. And I kind of want to start by talking about just how much time that is. So I did a little bit of math, and that is actually 8.3 days, which is obviously more than a full week of listening. So I was thinking it could be kind of funny if I then go on and list some of the things I could have done in all of that time, just to kind of give a shocking, kind of interesting hook about how much time I've really spent listening to this. So here's what I'm going to start writing. I have a confession. I have listened to the podcast My Favorite Murder for over 200 hours of my life. That is over 8 days. An entire week plus 27 hours. Okay, so like I said, now I'm going to start listing some things I could have done in that time instead. I feel like I could have definitely started a website or business or I don't know, taken up a hobby or something. So I'm going to try to be really specific to give the images. So during that time, I could have started up my own side hustle, knit multiple sweaters, or what else would be impressive? Oh, learned an entirely new language. Learned I don't know. I don't actually think you can learn a new language in 200 hours. It seems excessive. Maybe I'll do a different one. Maybe, trained to run a marathon. More realistic. So now I'm going to take it back to the podcast and say instead, I kind of just walked around my apartment doing chores, listening to the podcast. And listened to episode after episode. Detailing real life murders. Okay, so now I want to talk about the hosts a little bit because I feel like they're the reason this show's so addictive. They're two female comedians who run the show. You see their picture there. So I'm going to say, at this point, I feel like I know hosts Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark better than I know most of my family. Maybe not family, because that's success. Maybe cousins. Maybe better than I know most of my cousins. Okay. And then, I want to add this term. On the show, if you are part of their fan base, they call you a murderino. So I'm going to say, I think it is definitely safe to say that I'm a devoted murderino. Okay, So I'm writing this review for other people to read who might not know the term murderino. So I think I'm actually going to put in a definition from another, I'm going to just like look it up. Murderino. Okay, so a murderino is a person with borderline obsessive interest in true crime, the specific nature and details of disturbing murders. So I'm just going to copy and paste that into my review. Okay, that kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm going to add a little question. What's a murderino, you ask? The internet has... Okay, and since I did copy this from another website, I am going to make sure I cite that. So I'm just going to write like The Week, which was the name of the website. I'll link it here too. Okay, so I'm going to now delete this. This was just my brainstorming. What I would do next is read this over and see if it reflects what I want to say or if I need to add or cut anything. But so far, I feel confident about a strong introduction that includes narrative for my review.